Okay, we're on.
Okay, so Alexa, tell us whenever you're ready
Yeah, you're good.
to start.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is, how does time function in the book? Why did Patricia Grace choose to use time in this way? What political or socio-cultural implications can be seen in her use of the timeline?
This book was kind of confusing.
It was. It jumped. Well, I liked how it jumps back and forth, like does it like between like now and in the past or whatever.
Yeah.
You just kind of like you learn more about characters that way, I guess, and like and from like their childhood, and then like why they are doing certain things now in the present time, and I thought that was
Yeah.
cool.
I feel like each chapter is kind of like the narrative of each person, like telling their experience with like what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just wish that they like, because I mean, they didn't use any dates or years or anything in it. So I was kind of having a hard time like thinking when this happened, if you know what I mean? I was like, is this like the 1900s? Is this like the 90s? Is this like, I don't know. That
Yeah,
kind of
that's
stuff.
true.
I think it's really hard to me at the beginning. I just got confused, but later I just feel that is good because same event, but we can have different persons perspective, and later when you just probably from the beginning it's kind of confused, but later if you just keep reading and you will all figure out what happened, and I think it's really interesting. And I think he should use this way. It's kind of like the Maui people, how they tell the story. It's their culture, how they tell the story. They use the way to tell the story.
Yeah, that's a good insight.
Good point. Well, I think we kind of said like why she chose to use time this way, kind of to show different perspectives, and that's kind of how the culture is. Um, yeah. Any other?
Sydney, sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I was just kind of reading through the questions to make sure we answered them. We
Oh,
did.
okay. What the political or socio-cultural implications can be seen in her use of time? I feel like we kind of said that already, right? With how, like Teresa said, that it reflects the Maoris' kind of way that they tell stories.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I was thinking like politically, maybe just because with the different points of views, it's like how certain things kind of went down and how they used like the different points of views from people to like fill in the story more. I guess the details about it.
Yeah. Do we want to add anything else to that one, or should we do the next question?
Can you next question?
Okay.
I mean, I don't think.
Okay. Discuss the role of the land in potiki. What relationship do the characters have with the land? Why? And what political or socio-cultural implications can be seen in her portrayal of the land? Like the same as the last question, just land.
Well, I think they have a very sacred relationship with the land. Um, like obviously they don't want it to be like changed and turned into a touristy place because they kept talking about like the meeting house, and I think the meeting house was a big part of it too. It's just like it's kind of like a sacred place for them to gather together and discuss things for themselves and kind of what they wanted to do with everything. Especially like the carvings, like the wood carving things, I can take that as more of like a ancestral kind of thing. I'm assuming, but it was like kind of like I was kind of thinking of like in Mulan, you know how in like that little like thing that her dad's like praying in the beginning, there's those like ancestor like grave things. I was kind of thinking like that. Obviously not the same thing, but like how it just kind of has those like statues of them and kind of just so that they can always like remember them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I guess kind of just going off of that, like the relationship that the characters have with the land, you can tell like the difference between like the family, like Hemi and the kids, like they have a really personal relationship with the land because like after Hemi loses his job, like that's how they survive is by taking care of the land. And then when you contrast that with like the developers and how they treat the land and they just use it to for monetary gain and stuff.
Yeah, they always talk about too, like I feel like it's like a recurring thing that they say, like the hills are either quiet or that they hear the machines on it, and I feel like it's kind of a reflection of like how the characters are doing like inward, like an inward perspective, like the hills are representing how they are feeling about like what happened. I don't know if that makes sense. But.
I think like every land has like a meaning to the community. Like to the dollar man, he just like trans the Maui meeting house to a more central place, but to them it's kind of activity central place. But Maui community just think that is so stupid because he doesn't really understand what's the meaning to them, why the spaces should be there, and what and why that house, the land is important to them. So it showed different way to think about the land. Yeah.
We talk a lot about too, like how with the healing process that comes like from losing the child, they like I feel like also mix it in with stories. Like when they're all telling stories, they talk a lot about like things that have to do with nature, like the ocean and the sky and things like they really relate like their own personal experiences to things that happen in nature.
Yeah, talk about like the ocean a lot. And like stood out to me how they talked about that like right in the beginning when like she's coming home, she like goes straight to the ocean and like stays the night there, like doesn't even go like to her house or anything, you know. And she like so I just feel like they have this like really like um what's it just like intimate connection with like the land. I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else anybody wants to add?
Do we have to have quotes from the book?
Uh,
I don't think we do on this one. Oh wait. Yeah, each person should share at least 2 relevant quotes from the
yeah,
text.
I think it's just
So maybe we can find them about that one if everybody at the end wants to send them.
okay.
We can. How long have we? I think we've been on here for long.
I don't know if this one will take 30 minutes because it's only 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We can do the next one. It's what messages do you find in the novel? What role does folklore have in communicating these messages? Um,
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like there's a message of like the importance of family relationships, like how your family helps you to get through difficult situations and like cope.
I think I got like some information about Maui culture. I just know something about them. Like funeral is really important to them, and placenta, placenta, that is really important to them because and so from the beginning when the Mary gave birth, the Toko, she trying to kill he tried to kill him and put through the placenta, but they just standing. I forgot that guy's name. He just grabbed that thing back. So I searched this. They talk about the placenta in Maui's culture. Is really important because it represents the baby's spiritual connection to their birth, and also the in Maui the word for placenta is Wenua. It means land. So actually it also mean the land. So this is why I think it both land and placenta is important to them. Yeah. So I just learned that kind of message about their culture.
I think one message that I saw in this was kind of like um, people or like different cultures or families put value on certain things more than others. Like when their Hemi loses his job, and he honestly was like, whatever, I lost my job, I want to go back to the land anyway. He always knew that he was going to go back to the land and take care of that. And then when the
What's wrong?
dollar man comes and is trying to offer them all that money, and then they eventually say no, that they're never going to take it. And I don't know, just that comparison of, is money more important, or is like different
Sorry.
people value different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are like both all good. You guys got like I think you guys covered a lot of them. I like the one like just kind of between like relationship of like the people and the land, and kind of like I think that was just kind of like a big message, especially just in that culture. You know, it's just like they talk about it um like that the land and sea contribute whole life, and so it's just like they really depend on it, and so just like they want to take care of it, and like taking care of it will also take care of them, kind of thing. And so that was kind of interesting.
I feel like too, there's like the theme of death, and it talks a lot about how death can be both like a good and bad thing, which I feel like is like that's kind of like a risky thing to be writing about, but like they do it in a way that's like opens your eyes to both the good and bad things about it.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know if there's much else you guys want to add. You could start finding the quotes if you guys want. And
There's
sending.
like it just said what role does folklore have in communicating these messages? Did we talk about that?
Oh yeah, no, we didn't.
Um,
I mean, I feel like lots of it, like, I don't really get that question super well, but I feel like the Maori culture, they're like constantly remembering things from like things that they're have been engraved like in their culture, and so they like it affects how they live and how they cope with the like the death of the child and everything, and so like just things that they were taught when they were young.
I also think like with folklore, like the way they like tell stories about just by mouth kind of thing, like and like they just tell it to each other. Like that was basically the whole book. It's just them telling like different stories, I guess, of like their experiences and stuff. So that was kind of how she contributed with like folklore into the story.
Jessica and Tracy, you guys have anything you want to add?
I guess one kind of thing that we didn't talk about was like about folklore is Toko and how he like they talk about how he can like he knows things and like he's special and he sees things. And they kind of talk about how he's like not reincarnated, but like his name is like their great grandma's brother that died. It kind of does that connection to folklore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like that one. Do you have anything you want to add, Teresa?
No, it's fine.
Um, we can look for quotes if you guys want about any of them. Just send them and we'll add them in.
Send them to you on our little message thing.
Yeah, we can just do it in the like on the Canvas message.
Yeah, because last time when you guys, you guys typed things on the side, and then I closed it or something or ended it, and then I lost them all. So I just something inside, and I was like, crap.
Oh dang! Yeah, let's just send them in the Canvas discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'll let you guys know when it's done.
Okay,
Sweet.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Alexa.
Can you send me the video link too, Jessica?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.